Good morning everybody, I am Anusha from CSC department working as Assistant Professor in Institute of Aeronautical Engineering. In my videos, I am discussing about programming with objects, the subject with Java, based on Java. In this video, we will be discussing about a Java program that connects to a database using JDBC and does adding, deleting, modifying and retrieving operations. So basically, we will be discussing about creating a table, inserting data into the table, displaying the contents of the table, updating the table and deleting the rows of a table. So in this program I have divided that into two parts. In the first part, we will be discussing about how to create a table, how to insert into the table and how to display the contents of the table. So let's move into the first part of the program. So when we are making use of JDBC programs, there are 6 steps to be followed. So first thing is we have to load the driver, then get the connection, create the connection, and then create the statement object to perform our operations. So we all the packages or classes related to JDBC will be available in the Java SQL package. So we are importing all those classes and packages which is needed for a program. Now in this video, in this part we will be first creating the table and then we will be inserting data onto the table. So first we have to load the driver, then we are creating the connection. And using that connection, we are creating the statement object. Now, the statement object will be used to execute our queries. So, since we are doing all this, we have to initialize all those variables, and these are some of the variables which we are using in our program. So, we have to initialize them also. Now, firstly, we have to create a table inside my database. So the create table query is used to create a table inside the database. So here we are creating a table named as Java course. So we create a Java course table with 4 columns in it. These are the 4 columns. The 4 columns are role, student name, marks and grade. So when we create the table inside the database, it will create a table with 4 columns in it. The first one will be role, the second one will be student name, the third one will be marks, and the fourth one will be grade. So these are the 4 columns which is created by using the create table query. So we are using the statement object and calling the execute method to execute this query. Now once this table is created, we have to insert some values onto the table. So we can either call the execute update or execute method to execute these queries. So to insert any data onto the table, we make use of the insert into query. So what it says is that it inserts these values. These values are inserted into the table Java course. Now here, what we have to note is that the values passed to it should be in the order of the columns. So the first one will be the roll number, the second one will be the name of the student, the third one will be his marks, and fourth one will be his grade. So when this statement is executed, the values 1, ABC, 78 and A will be inserted into the table. Similarly, we are inserting the values 2, DEF, 79 and B onto the Java course. So we get we are executing that insert query using the execute method. So we get a 2 DEF 79 and B added onto the table. Similarly, for these 2 lines also we get this these values also inserted into the Java course table. So we get 3 GHI 76 and B, 4 JKL 75 and A. So let's say this table is being created with these values. Now we have to retrieve the values of that table. So to retrieve the values, we make use of the select query of the SQL. So select star from Java course means it will retrieve all the values of that particular table. So here star indicates it will display all the columns value. Now if you want to get only a particular row or only a particular value, then let's say if we want just only the roll number once marks, then we have to just specify select marks from Java course where roll is equal to 1. So we have to include the where clause along with the select query to display any particular only one or two attributes of that column. So we create this SQL query and we pass that SQL query string onto the execute method. So once this statement is executed, this table will be retrieved and passed to the result set. So you will get a result set of this with this particular output. Now we have to retrieve these values one by one and display it. So this whole table is being stored onto the result set. So we have the result set. This will be our result set. Now from this result set, we have to extract each roll number and our student's name, marks and grade and display it. So to do that, we are calling this get result set method so that we get this whole table stored on the onto the result set. And as long as there are values or there are contents in the result set, we will be performing these set of operations. So firstly we are retrieving the student's name. So you call the get string method of the result set to get the first column or the first row of student name. So the value ABC will be retrieved and stored into name string. So this value will be ABC. Name string will be ABC. Similarly, the roll number will be 1. So here get string method is retrieving the string of this of that particular role. So it will be 1, and then marks will be 2, and grade will be A. So these values, this ABC is stored into name string, 1 is stored into roll string, 2 is stored into mark string, and A is stored into grade string. Then we are displaying those values. So we will get in the output name. We will get that output name equal to ABC. Then roll equal to 1. Marks equal to 78 and grade equal to A. So this statement will be obtained on the output for the first iteration. Now again the while loop will check whether the result set contains any value. Now we had worked only with this line. Now since there are values in this, it will go to the second line. So in the second case, the student names will be DEF, then roll number will be 2, marks will be 79 and grade will be B. So in this case, now when you print it, the name will be, we will get the output name is equal to DEF, roll is equal to 2, marks equal to 79 and grade equal to B. Yeah, grade equal to B. So this line will be displayed in the output. So that is why we get these two lines. These two lines are obtained. This is how the output will look like. Now again, it will check whether there is any any contents in the result set. So there is still contents in the result set. This is next is not false. So again this part will be executed. So in the third case, we will get name string as GHI. Name string will be GHI. Roll string will be 3. Then marks will be 76 and grade will be B. So we get in the third case name equal to GHI, roll equal to 3, marks equal to 76 and grade equal to B. So like this statement also will be coming into the output. So this statement is obtained on the output. Now and again the while loop will check whether there are any contents in the result set. So still there are contents. So you get the next method will return true. So again these 4 things will be executed. So you get JKL for name, roll will be 4, marks will be 75 and grade will be A. So in the output we get name equal to JKL, roll equal to 4, marks equal to 75 and grade equal to A. So these 4 columns, 4 statements will be obtained in the output. So we get these 4 statements. Now once we have performed all these operations, now next we have to close the connection object. So since the connection object is not null, we have to close it. So we call close method on the connection object, and since after it is closed, the database connection is terminated message will be displayed. So so that is why we get this statement in the output. So this is how we will insert we create a table in the database as well as insert and retrieve the values of the table in the database, created in the database. Now let's look into how to make use of this JDBC program to update a table, delete from the table and display the contents after deletion. So here in this case we are again opening the same database and loading the driver, creating the connection. We are creating the connection and creating the statement object. Then we are executing the SQL query. So if you want to, initially our table was, this was our table. This was our table. So we had this table. Created in our previous example, and then now we will be updating some values and deleting some values from this table. So for that, we have loaded the driver, created the connection, created the statement object, and now we are calling the execute methods of the statement object to execute our SQL query. Now, if you want to make some changes onto the table, we call the update statement. So what this does is, it updates the table Java course, set marks as 90, whose roll number is 4. So this person's marks is set to 90. So this value will be changed to 90. It will be overwritten to 90. So the update SQL query is executed to change the value of marks of roll number 4 to 90. So the value 75 will be overwritten to 90. That will be reflected onto the table. So when we display that, so when we display this thing was the same as what we have done before. We have to display the all the contents of the table Java course. So we execute to perform retrieve operation. We execute the select query. So the same way we get the that statement is executed. We that whole table will be returned as the result set. So we get that result set, and we are retrieving the values of the result set. So we just display all the contents of the result set. So when we check it, I didn't place the output. So when we display this, it will display this whole table. The whole table will be displayed. Now, while we display it, we can notice that the value is changed to the value of roll number 4. The marks of the roll number 4 is changed to 90. Now, similarly, if we want to delete some contents from the table, we call the delete query. We execute the delete query. So the syntax is delete from the table name where some condition. So here we have specified to delete all. Here it will be deleting everything from the Java course table whose roll number is 3. So this whole line will be deleted. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, this whole line will be deleted. So this whole line will be deleted when we execute that query. So when this query is executed, it is deleting the whole line whose roll number is 3. That whole record of roll number 3 will be displayed, will be deleted. So again, we are executing the SQL statement to retrieve the contents. So when we retrieve the contents, when you execute this SQL statement, that resulting table will be passed on to the result set. The whole contents will be passed on to the result set, and we are retrieving that values. So here we are checking whether the result set contains any value. If the result set contains value, then we are retrieving all these things. So whatever was the student's name, that will be assigned into name string. So that will be 1 initially. Then name will be ABC. Roll string will be 1. Marks will be 78. Marks will be 78 and grade will be A. So when you display it, you get name string. We will get ABC, then 1, 78 and A. Now, since there is one more line in the result set, it will go for the next line. So the next line will take these values as name will be DEF, roll will be 2, marks will be 79, and grade will be B. So we will get these as output as DEF 2, 79, B. Now again, the next method will check whether there are contents. Now there are still more contents. One more row is remaining. So it will fetch the next row. So at this point, since we had deleted this row with roll number 3, it will fetch the roll number 4. So we get 4. 4's was JKL, marks is 90 now, and grade is A. So JKL 4, 90 and grade A will be displayed. So this table will be displayed on the output. Next, after performing these operations, then we have to close the connection. So when we close the connection, we have to you have to call the close method if the connection if there is the connection is still in if the connection is still there, then we have to close it, and after closing, the database connection terminated message will be displayed. So this is how we will insert, add, insert, delete, modify, and retrieve operations using JDBC onto a database. So here basically we are executing the SQL queries in a Java program by using the JDBC connectivity. So that is all for today's video. To prepare today's slides, I had made use of Java Complete Reference by Herbert Schild and the Java Oracle website, Java T-Point, and IIT Kharagpur's website by Dr. Samantha. So that is all for today. Thank you for watching my video.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.